Go ahead.
Would it happen to be me? Go to work and work hard at it. Just know a lot of people ain't got nowhere to go. Appreciate what you got and set some new goals. Music is in my soul. Don't wanna play with the same old hands. I fold now, and I'm a grown ass man. It's time for me to own my own land. Don't know why I still live that trip this type of life. In and out in an hour. No need for no shower. Leaving any bag to redeem my mom. I'm Ron.
I'm Trisha.
Welcome to Instructed Vision, where we have ordinary conversations with ordinary people about the things we want to know, we should know, and need to know. The world is constantly changing. Come get a point of view from our personal perspectives while shining light on reality and creating a neutral zone for those of you who wish to come and voice your opinions. Yeah.
How your morning going?
Oh man, so far so good, you know. How about yours though?
Oh, mine been going good.
Oh, yeah?
I done had a good morning already.
See what I'm talking about? You know, hey, I didn't. I had to pay bills.
Oh, God.
We know how that go, right? You know what I mean?
I had a wax appointment this
Uh-oh.
morning. So
You ain't had no wax.
I'm gonna have to invite the wax lady on, you know.
Okay.
My wax lady Sandra. We're gonna have to invite her on.
Oh, yeah?
She got some good stories to
Oh
tell.
yeah, oh yeah. Sandra, what's
For
her name
sure.
though?
Her name's Sandra.
Oh yeah. What is it
Snatched
like
by
though?
Sandra.
What is it like though to be waxed by another female?
I mean, like, I guess it's just like, you know, how some people be like, oh, when you go to the doctor, you got a female doctor, they be whatever. It's just normal.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't even
is it?
think nothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it don't.
Because my next question was gonna ask though, have you ever thought about it?
You don't even think of nothing on that level though.
That's what's up. That's
absolutely.
what's up. All right. I woke up this morning though and caught Forbes breaking news. You know what I mean, about the Bidens though. You know what I mean, not to get into the politics today, but you know what I mean, just throw a little bit out there though. It's like a pre-trial. You know what I mean, a hearing to go over everything that they got on them and stuff. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just stuff that should have been done a long time ago. I don't know why they're trying to bring it up now like it's going to help boost their ratings or something. But it's still crazy to me that we have allowed this government, this fiction, to dictate our livelihoods. And we see that they are just as grimy as the ones they be trying to depict as being grimy. But you know what's wild? A lot of them don't really face charges anyway, though. Don't you know it's more criminals in our government on record, you know what I mean, than it is almost in the NBA, NFL, and all of that. You know what I mean? Ain't that wild?
Yeah.
That's just something I just wanted to
And that's the
bring
crazy
up.
part too, though, because you know all the people that are in government, it's easy for them to get pardoned. It's more easier for them to get pardoned just because of their status in
See
the
what I'm talking
government.
about?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's weird though. That's you know.
I do want to touch base on a topic that you had mentioned to me the other day. I really didn't, get a lot of detail into it, but I did hear about it again this morning while I was on my way to my appointment. But the stuff that happened up there, was it in New York?
What happened?
With
Though?
the twin.
Yeah. The twin girl, the twin
Yeah.
sisters are avoiding conflict and conversation, or wouldn't go out on a date with one of the guys.
Said they had went to the store and the dude was trying to holler at him.
Yeah.
The dude couldn't take that rejection. Ended up stabbing both of them. Stabbed one of them in the arm and then stabbed the other one, but the other one died at the
See
hospital.
what I'm talking about?
But why is it so hard for people to take rejection? Why you couldn't just...
Why did it even have to even go to that far?
Yeah, like,
Period,
you didn't even know
dog.
the chick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because she didn't want to holler at you, said that he had asked her for her phone number. She wouldn't give him her number.
Right.
This chick lost her life because you couldn't take rejection because she didn't want to give you her phone number.
You see what I'm talking about? Yeah, and
That's crazy.
Now you see why I advocate for women to start going to go get guns. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? For real. Because if one of them had a gun, they could have saved the other one's life or saved them both from being stabbed. Because you threatened me when you put that knife out.
Yeah.
I can't let you cut me or stab me. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
So everyone out there, man, I'm just saying, go get a gun. If you ain't got no felonies, and even if you got a felony, damn it, go get a gun. You know what I mean? For real,
Yeah.
because America changing, right? America is actually letting criminals over here. You know, I mean, real ones. You know what I mean? Now, we might do stuff out here for real that's a criminal environment, but you are actually bringing in people over here that's child molesters for real. You know what I mean? That actually gets away with this type of stuff over there. What we would look at as being criminal here, over there it's starting to be normal. You know what I mean? Women are not defending themselves or can't defend themselves. especially in the black community, right? And I gotta say this. This is the detrimental part of us being so separate as female and as male, right? Say if something really do go down, right, in America, right, where we going to war on our own land, who gonna protect you?
I know.
Who gonna protect the black women? You know, I mean, who gonna protect America? Period. You know what I mean? But when we going down to culture, our women say, "I don't need no man. I don't need no man." Cause they so brainwashed and thinking it's about money. They so brainwashed thinking that, you know what I mean, because I make this X amount of money, I don't need you. Well, if somebody smacked the shit out of you and he don't look like you and you ain't got no gun on you, how you gonna defend yourself? You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be the role of the man to come in and strangle the shit out of whoever the hell that is?
My thing is, why would a woman even say she don't need a man?
I don't know. That's something to dissect.
Absolutely, that's a lie, because you supposed to be under a man. You supposed to follow behind a man. You're not supposed to be. You can't be a king of a castle. Even the queen sit next to her husband. You know what I'm saying?
People
you
better
say
learn
I'm
the chess.
a queen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a queen sit next to the king. You know, she follow the king. You know, she helps build up the king. But why would a woman say that she don't need no man? You know, like, here we go back to the psychological part of it.
Right.
Women are emotional creatures.
Right.
So we don't got that logical thinking that, you know, men have. Some of
Right.
us might, you know, but a lot of women don't.
For sure.
And like you said, some women, you said it's a money thing. Those are the ones that just, man, anybody could buy that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling
if it's
you.
a money thing for you,
Right.
a 70-year-old man could come, I'm going to pay all your bills. All you got to do is whatever.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Go ahead and call them what they is. What y'all call them?
We call what? The little dirty butt?
Yeah, what's another word you call them, little dirty butts? You can just pay him and get him anything.
Whores,
Yeah,
prostitutes.
Yeah.
Jump off.
Like, yeah,
You
like,
know what I mean?
why?
Yeah.
Like, why would you allow a man to pay you some money to get in between your legs?
Hey man, listen though. Check this out, right?
Like, I don't.
Yo, hey, I'm gonna tell you what happens and how that become famous, right? Men that don't really get taken care of like that, you know what I mean? Even if they in a relationship. So, you know, we don't really, men that go out and sleep with other women, 9 times out of 10, don't do it for the emotional connection, like women. You know what I mean? We do it because we want to get this. We get blue balls. You know what I mean? I gotta get this off.
But you don't think us women have problems too?
Y'all
though?
do. Y'all do.
I had
Y'all
this
do.
conversation
Y'all
this
do.
morning.
Did you? Y'all do.
Yes.
But y'all's is different than men's though. You know what I mean? To me. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not a woman to be able to say how y'all body generates the way it does or activates the way that it does. But what I can tell you is, if a man, and I'm just representing for men, you know what I mean? This doesn't go for you all women, you're right. If we get to the point where, you know, we're not getting touched or taken care of, you know, like we think that we should be, it's easy for us to drop $25, $40, pay your phone bill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That way you know I don't love you.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to spend time like that. But here you go. You know, I know you need some help. You know, here you go. You know, that's how that. But it became the norm. Women rather be that because a couple of those you got your rent paid. Really, you feel me? You know, yeah. Some people, you know what I mean, if they, you know, suitable enough, can make extra amount of money off of it. But majority of women damn near ran through. That's why people offer $25 to $40.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying that's just me though.
Crazy,
But what kind of problems do women be having like that though?
I mean, women do have problems. Like the conversation I had earlier with Sandra, we was talking or whatever. You know, it's these men out here now that do these massages and stuff, right? Like these deep sensual massages where you be butt ass naked, and you know, like it's basically like he doing everything but penetrating you. Like he ain't got no shirt on.
I'm gonna punch him in his throat. You know, you touch my woman. I'm doing that.
Look. But it's like, and that's how they advertise it. They show these videos.
Yeah,
where
I see it. I be seeing
Man.
it. I be seeing it.
And
I be
like-
wanting to study that.
But
you know
that's
what I
like
mean?
me and her said. I was like, how can a woman
Right.
go to this appointment, get butt ass naked?
Same way y'all get butt ass nigga get them jumps took off.
That's different though. That's different.
Go ahead, though. I'm sorry.
But yeah, you got a man like oiling you up,
Right.
rubbing you like that.
For sure.
And like Sandra said, she's like, I know your pussy getting ready to be wet as hell. That's why I said, you better leave your damn panties on, because you're gonna be slipping and sliding all over the damn.
Hey, boy, yo, I know he hard too.
But I'm like, how can, like, and that's like me and her said, I was like, shit, like, after you get that done, you probably gonna be like, damn, I got to go fix this.
Hey.
Like, you gonna have to go fix it, or you gonna be feeling like that all day.
Oh yeah, do
Like-
y'all? What do women do though? When they need to fix the situation,
What do y'all do?
we go and try to find.
Like,
something.
if you ain't got nothing, what do y'all do?
I mean, well, don't get me wrong. I mean, jacking off. You know what I mean? That's cool.
Okay, what's-
But what I'm saying is though, you know, a lot of women don't want to play with themselves though.
Mm-hmm.
Some women feel like they don't. You know what I mean? Don't want to play with themselves. You know, but they rather become whores. You know what I mean? Meaning a bunch of different men. You know what I mean?
I'd rather play with myself than go sleep with Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know,
I was
what I'm
just
saying?
wondering. I was
Like,
just
yeah,
wondering.
yeah.
I'd rather go sleep with Becky, Susie, and I want to jack. You know, what I mean? I'm not in
Man,
jail
that's
no more,
crazy.
man.
But yeah, but like I think it is different on a different aspect, like you said, for men and women. Hey, that's like I don't have one myself, but I've been hearing most women have these little rose things now. That's breaking up relationships. The roses coming
That's
in between.
unreal. I just talked to somebody, a relative, for a fact. They told me about the rose yesterday. That's crazy.
And I'm like, dang, what is up with this rose? Like,
Guess how she described the feeling. I said, get the fuck.
I done heard that rose will
I had
suck
a-
the soul out your
Listen.
body and put it back a couple times.
She said, you know how sometimes you be using the word that you be wanting to make a girl like pissy? I said, yeah. She talking about. I said, get the fuck. Are you serious? I had a grin on my face like, why did make it?
That's crazy,
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
need to let us know about the rose.
So,
like,
no,
hey,
chime
not
in.
even him. Let me know about the rose.
Look at her. Look at her. Hey, boy,
like,
yo. Girl, you saw me. Yo, man, this is a good show, man. We really, you know what I mean, touched on a few subjects already, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know, even with the, you know, the things I don't really be talking about too much, and that's, you know, I mean, the sex life, but still.
But that's a part of life, though.
It is though. But you know, to me, I feel like you know, it can be revealing. You know what I mean? For instance, say you know, some people might be, you know, might misinterpret. You know what I mean? What it is that the message is really relaying. You know what I mean? Even though we giving them, like with the rose joint, that was crazy that you brought that up, because I really literally just heard about the rose yesterday,
Yeah.
right? You know, that's good information for those out there that's trying to keep spicing their relationship too,
Yeah,
though.
absolutely.
But don't let it break the relationship up.
Yeah, but that's
you know
what I was
I mean?
gonna say too, though. Don't let the rose come in between. You better
Right.
take it in there with her. Like,
Right.
but
Yeah, that's right. That's what I mean. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Boy, cut.
Like, what can I do with this? But that's the thing. Some men think that if a woman introduces toys and things like that to the bedroom, that means the man ain't no good. It ain't even got nothing to do with that. It's just a different experience, a different vibe while you doing whatever. Especially if you've been in a relationship for a long period of time with your significant other.
Right.
I mean, you got to do things to spice it up every once in a
Well,
while.
since you said that, right? And it's okay for women to bring toys, right? What if men want to, you know, go outside in the rain, get hit in the backyard?
Oh, that's like, hey.
I'm just saying, though, you know what I mean? If you want to
But
create
that's how you
experiences.
spice it up,
Oh,
though.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But that's,
Okay.
that's the
okay.
difference. Especially like, just think about it though. If you've been with somebody for a long, long period of time, and y'all just doing the regular same thing, whatever,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
You gotta keep it. You gotta keep it going. Like,
Yeah.
you know, hey, let's go do this.
For
let's
sure.
Go,
Yeah.
or whatever. You know, like I said on the one podcast, I think it was last week with Ashley. I was like, go to the strip club with your man. Let a woman dance all on you. When you get outside, tell him to drop his pants or something.
There
you
you
know what I'm
go.
saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But he got a show on the inside. Y'all in the parking lot doing your thing on the outside. Spice it up. You know what I'm saying? And to me, a lot of women. Like,
It ain't gonna be a lot of women doing that.
but this
You know
the
what I
thing
mean?
though. A lot of men be like, "Oh, my chick ain't like that. My chick ain't like
Yeah,
that."
and don't even know.
All chicks are freaks.
I believe it. I
It's
believe
just
it.
you got to bring the freak out of
Yeah.
her.
So what would it take for those men out there that don't know how to do that? What's a way to bring the freak
You
out of
gotta
their
you gotta find out
woman?
what makes your woman tick. You
Right.
gotta find out what turns her on the
Right,
most. You know
right.
what I'm saying? It's just about learning your woman, and
Right.
you don't even have to incorporate a lot of things. Because if you incorporate something, a woman might think it's a red flag. Like, red flag. Where you learn this at?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that.
Like, where you learn this at? Like, hold on. Oh, I learned this on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Hey, tell her.
Pull it up then.
Might teach a few things.
Pull it up then. I know that's right, yo.
But yeah, absolutely. It's about learning your woman, what turns her on.
Right.
You know,
Right.
for sure. It's like, our
So-
women, like I said,
let's
it out.
let's change this up a little bit, right? Because you know, if it ain't a fresh relationship, right, 3 months, and that's a fresh relationship, because after that it starts really deteriorating. But a lot of people don't notice the signs until about 6 months, even though that person after 3 months had already started showing signs of whatever is deteriorating the relationship. By 6 months, though, you sit back like, you weren't doing that when I, you know what I mean? But actually, she really was. You just wasn't paying no attention. How do people go about fixing old wounds between the two? Now, you can't do nothing about you and your past, you know what I mean, with other people's and however your lifestyle was brung up, you know what I mean, because that's internal. That's something that you got to do for yourself, right? But say if you and your man, right, it started over, right? And the 6 months later, and maybe in the first 3 or 4 months, he might have said something or did something to kind of hurt you. Now you don't really touch him the same, or you don't let him touch you the same. So men that's out there listening to us right now, well, shoot, I'm gonna try this, man. But the woman bitter though, you know what I mean? Like, no, you ain't putting that rose on me. You know what I mean? No, don't touch on me like that. When I'm trying to, you know what I mean, make up for. That's what make women think that men only want ass, right? But I'm gonna tell you where that come from, because the ultimate thing is what?
intimacy.
Intimacy. When women
Not
stop,
just on a physical level.
not even on a
Yeah.
physical. No, it
Like
don't have to be.
intimacy,
That's why I said,
think-
no, don't touch me. You know what I mean?
think
Yeah.
a lot of women get that confused. Intimacy is not just sex. There is a lot that plays into it. And in order for you to have a healthy relationship, you have to have intimacy and communication, period.
I hope y'all
And
listening.
you have to be open. You know what I'm saying? If, let's say, like you're saying, the example that you're giving, are you saying like a relationship that you might have been in the past and you got back together and
That-
it's like you trying to hold it over your head?
I mean, all of them. Every
My
last bit
thing
of.
is, if you gonna let a man come back into your life, you still have to be open. You know what I'm saying? You can't just put up a wall as soon as you let him back in, because it's not gonna work. You're gonna be right back at square one.
I hope y'all
So,
listening.
you can't put that wall up. You got to be like, you're not gonna be where you were then, but you still can't put up a wall.
Right.
You got to be open. You got to be communicative. Like,
Right.
you got to be able to talk to each other.
Right.
Because if not, y'all gonna be back at square one, and you're gonna be sitting over there looking like a mad woman. You know what I'm saying? Mad all the time, got an attitude.
Right.
And then you ain't gonna do nothing but drive them away. You
For
know.
sure, yeah.
But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it's the intimate part of it. Like,
Right. Date nights.
yeah, date nights.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Holding hand and walking around.
Yeah, like all
park
of
or
that.
something,
Yeah.
yeah. Jogging and walking together. Decent conversations that make you giggle. You funny. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
absolutely.
For real.
That's intimacy.
It is
on
though. It
another
is. That's
level.
what I mean though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when a relationship misses that part of it, it is doomed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because once the intimacy is gone,
It's over.
it's over.
You ain't got nothing.
That's right.
You ain't got no foundation. That's
Now-
like a cracked foundation. Like,
That's a broken foundation.
Yeah, but what
That
happens
ain't
with a
cracked.
crack? That's what I was gonna say. A cracked foundation. Eventually, it's gonna break. like
all
you
the
said.
way, all the way
Mm-hmm.
through. Yeah, the crack starts because nobody wants to fix it. Mm-hmm. And the longer that we let that crack sit there and people keep
It
trampling on
causes
it,
other cracks.
it causes-
from other things.
and next thing you know,
it
it's
just crumbles.
all the pieces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's hard to put that puzzle piece back
Oh,
together.
you can't put it back together.
You know what I mean? You know, now one of y'all, you the worstest one. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. But it's vice versa. Both people. When only reason why I'm bringing up this conversation outside of what we were just talking about, how to make the bedroom more spicier and how to make the relationship more spicier, is because there's a lot of people out here that really need to hear that the relationship is not one-sided.
And we need to stop pointing the finger at each other, because we all have our faults in a relationship, and I don't think a lot of us realize that. But if the other person's not ready to communicate with the other person, that's when it becomes a problem. So if you can't be, open and honest without somebody jumping off the rip like, oh, you this, you that, you this, you that, then that's where the broken communication
Right.
comes in. Because once you do that, a man gonna shut down. He not gonna try to say nothing because he gonna think, I gotta walk on eggshells
Oh, yeah,
around
for
you
sure.
because I won't tick you off. Then you gonna be mad at me. Then we're gonna have a whole problem all day. I won't deal with that. So then he not gonna open up and tell you what he really think or how he really feel, or tell you what you might need to work on. And it's kind of like vice versa. Even with some men, not all men, some men you can give them constructive criticism and they'll take it and they'll be like, okay, well maybe I looked
And
at
grow
it
from
different.
it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Like maybe I need to really sit back and look at it. Don't analyze it logically. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I could see where I did,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
I'm a work on that for you.
Right.
But women being emotional, a lot of them are quick to just snap. Oh, you said I this. You said nah, I didn't say that. You didn't listen. You heard trigger words.
You know what though? You sound like you done been through a lot.
Oh,
You know what I mean? I'm just saying
Right.
the reason why I'm saying that because a lot of women is not gonna agree with what you're saying right now.
They're
You know-
not, but-
you know, but that's
they're not.
unreal because it's the truth though, for
It
real.
is.
All jokes, you know what I mean? But we have to start repairing relationships, right? And repairing them on a real higher frequency. You know what I mean? You can't just not participate in a relationship. It's like a job.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
It's an investment for sure.
Yeah, sure.
It's an investment that deals with you. Absolutely. That's why I said too, like I can't see now. I know when you younger, I think everybody done had their days when they were younger, they did whatever they did, whatever.
Yeah.
But the older you get, you ain't getting no younger.
Not
like
at all.
that playing around, doing whatever.
Yeah.
That's for the birds. You older, you're more mature. Like
Yeah.
everything is an investment in your life now. You have to look at it like that. Well, if I do this, this might affect me in this way, or this might do this or whatever. This gonna be a negative impact on me. This gonna be a positive. You can't just sleep with any and everybody.
You can't.
Period.
You can't.
Not if you're a man.
No.
Not if you're a woman.
No.
Because especially if you're a woman, you can't do
No,
that.
you can't. Yeah.
You too old for that.
Wait.
Once you hit about 33, come on now. Like, come on. All that stuff, you should have did everything in the book by then.
That's
like,
true, though. That's
you
true.
know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Because you
Yeah.
should have been got all that out your system.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. But that also goes for men too, though, man. But I'm gonna be 1,000, right? I can't say majority of men are logical thinkers either, though, because if so, then we wouldn't have a prison system as full as we have.
and I can agree with
what I mean?
that.
For real.
Yeah.
Men, we don't say this in past podcasts, that we get raised by single mothers, and single mothers operate off of emotions, and that's what kids start learning. They don't got to be taught about emotions.
Yeah.
They can watch the mother and learn it, but with the mother also putting down the daddy in their face like that, you know what I mean, makes them have an idea of what, you know what I mean, other men are, you know what I mean? But if you ever really pay attention to a dysfunctional household, the mother also treat the son like they treat the daddy. You know what I mean? Now, I know and witness relationships where men will say, you don't got to talk to me like I'm one of your kids.
Yeah.
You feel me? How do you talk to a grown man the same way you talk to your kid?
But you had to separate the two.
Same thing you got to do about work.
Yeah.
You don't bring work home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I admit too, I'm a guilty person of
Are
doing
you?
that. That's a hard habit for me to break just because I do work from home. So how do you separate work from home when it is in your home? I think in the beginning I was able to do it, but it's like as time has went on, it's harder. It's because it's like you invest so much of your time and effort into a company, and it gets a little harder.
Right.
But you still have to try to separate yourself. Like have people around you that remind you, like, hey, you're not working. Let them do their thing. Don't do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, absolutely. You have to separate all situations differently.
Right.
Your kids is different from your relationship.
True.
Your family different from your at home life.
Yes.
That's like some things that go on in your home your family should know about.
I'm telling you.
I'm telling that, but that be the main reason.
I done made mistakes like that before, though.
Like that be the main thing though. Like, a lot of people allow too many people into their relationship.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
once your family get involved, they always gonna look at that person that you was over there talking junk, running your mouth about. They gonna look at them a certain type of way.
But they
Oh,
supposed
he
to
ain't no
though.
good. He ain't no good.
You know,
But yeah, but what did you tell them what you did too
See,
though?
that's what I mean. That's the part.
But did
That's where I was messing up at right there though. Is that it's always going to be one image. You know what I mean? And for one thing, it's your family. You know what I mean? So they tend to take your side.
Yeah, but they don't know the whole story.
But you know what I've learned is that I take blame. You know what I mean? Even in the past, I was just, you know what I mean, formally in. I started out wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, listen, now I started out wrong. But you know why I give credit though? Because I grew up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how you were just saying a few minutes ago that if a woman complains to you about a problem, you know what I mean? Instead of me sitting there and well, if you wouldn't have said, I did. I worked on every last. That's why I ain't no repeated offender. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I ain't out here robbing. That's why I ain't out here still, you know what I mean, hustling hard. You know what I mean? That's why I ain't out here cussing out women. That's why I ain't out here threatening. That's why I'm.
And that's why I said too, it's like the older that we get, the more we mature and we move different.
Right.
Everything we do, we know it affects us in certain types of ways. So
Right.
you matured enough to learn the way that you react to certain situations.
It was emotions.
Causes certain outcomes. So you realize that because you're more mature and you're able to
Right.
see that.
Right.
So now that you've learned that, that's going to be a lesson that you know for forever now.
That's right.
You know how to move different now.
And that's what I be trying to teach to these kids, man. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like I said, I got a nonprofit. I haven't used it, but I still mentor kids on my own. I don't do it for no money. That's why I don't even
Mm-hmm. That's a
utilize
good reason
it.
to do it.
Yeah, but that's what I try to teach them. That majority of the time they get mad at something, that you could tell, you could see the emotion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if they logically think about it, it ain't nothing really worth to be mad about. You know what I mean? I tell you what I did do, and then you know, you can whatever you want to talk about. I'm sorry,
you good.
but there was a situation I was in, right, and you know, me being a stepdad, you know what I mean? I did help with this young man, right? And I remember I used to burn out, you know what I mean? And because I don't want to use the wrong verbiage. I don't want to disrespect. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to bust holes in the wall. I ain't trying to kick
Yeah.
nothing. But I know that something sparked. You know how we were just saying, the triggers, right? I'll leave, right? So little dude got mad one day and he jetted, you know what I mean? Him and his mom got into it, you know what I mean? So I had a little conversation with him, right? You know what I mean? Talked him into going back, whatnot. And I'm telling him, I'm like, listen, man, I'm sorry that I instilled something in you that you should not ever get used to. And he was looking at me like, you know what I mean? And that's running away. You know what I mean? I said, listen, don't make that a habit of yours right now, because if you grow up and you have your own kids or go into a relationship with a woman with kids, don't make that the habit to do. You know what I mean? Learn how to work through the frustrations. You know what I mean? Because running away don't ever solve nothing. You know what I mean?
know.
So I just want to just say that though, that a lot of times when us men burn out on our kids because we feel like the pressure of the woman is too much, we're not hurting nobody but the kid.
Yeah, and
You know
I
what I mean?
agree. And that's like you said too. It comes to a point where both people in this situation, both adults, need to really sit down and think about what they're showing them.
Yeah.
You know, both of you have to be able to communicate without that judgment, you know.
Right.
Because if there's a judgment, you're never going to get nothing accomplished in a conversation. It's going to be point the finger at you, point the finger, well, you this. I know you be doing this. Oh, I know you did this, or whatever.
Right.
But in that situation, the man can't come back and say nothing about the woman, because the woman going to think it's just like, oh, you just trying to change the subject or whatever. That's the problem. Women just jump, oh, why, such and such told me you was this and that and whatever. I know you be doing this. That's just what you do. Why do that? You're not getting nowhere.
Yeah.
Quit talking about stuff that you was doing back then and worry about what you got going on right now.
Yeah, true indeed.
Like, work it out now. Communicate. If you think somebody doing something, just ask. Like, ask.
Well, y'all think we liars anyway, so what is just asking gonna do if you think we gonna say a lie anyway? Okay. Your relationship, right? And I ain't trying to put your business out there, but
Yeah.
and you ain't even gotta even answer this, right? How many times have you heard the truth when you ask your man, is he over old girl house, or have he talked to old girl? How many times have you heard the truth?
I mean, I can think back. I'm gonna say
And if he told the truth, was y'all arguing or into it? Like, yeah, I went over there. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
I haven't asked that question a lot, but I do remember a specific time frame where I did ask a question and I knew it was a lie. Try to play it.
And that's why I was meaning.
But
he lied.
But I can't admit, as a woman too, me on my mentality, I have never brung it up to him again. You know what I'm saying? I've never said,
oh yeah,
oh,
so
you
you
remember
didn't
that time that whatever, blah 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 blah.
Okay.
I've never brung it back up
What?
again.
That's foreign, right?
But the reason that I never brung it up again
Okay.
is because I seen that you tried to cover it
Protect
up
your
and lie and
feelings.
try to protect my feelings. But at the same time, it's like, if I bring that up again, that's gonna make me be bitter.
That's deep.
So why should I bring that up again? Because it's gonna make me mad and think about that if we on something else.
So people that does that, that's an intention then, because that's a gotta know. That's probably why I don't ever bring up nothing in the past. So in any situation, that's
what
why.
did you just say? Nothing in the who?
Past.
Okay, it's in the past.
Right.
If you want to be with this person
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
or you're trying to do whatever,
Right.
why keep bringing up old stuff?
Right.
Everybody makes mistakes. You
So-
can't tell
so-
me ain't nobody out here ever made no mistake, even if it's in a relationship
That's true,
or
though.
anything.
Right.
You learn from your mistakes.
Right. So you don't think that present activities will make you spark that thought though? That's starting to look just like how he used to do back in the days.
Well, why would you be looking for something?
Women do it all the time.
I mean,
man.
I know, but that's the problem. You look for something, you're going to find something, you might think of something else, and it ain't even nothing like that.
Right, but it'll look just how you want it to
But
look,
that's
though.
because you're trying to think about the past.
Yeah,
Just because you're too stuck on
That's
the past.
different, though. I like how you put that, though. Okay.
But that's the thing. That's why I said, if you live in the past and you did this in the past,
Right.
you did this, I just caught you doing this in the past, so I
Right.
caught you doing that in the past. It's
Yeah.
like you're gonna stay in the past. Your mind frame is in the past. We're trying to elevate and grow.
For sure.
We're not trying to live in the past. We're thinking about the future.
Right.
Like, where we gonna be at in 1 year, 2
Right,
years, 3,
right.
you know, what
Right,
whatever.
right.
But if you live in the past, that's all you ever gonna do with.
That's
you
deep.
them demons that you got in your closet always gonna, you opening that door every time.
Right.
You dealing in the past.
Right.
They coming out.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something else too.
Mm-hmm.
After for those of you who, you know what I mean, don't understand why, certain individuals continue to stick around, right? Yeah, sometimes I'm used to it, but sometimes it's because it's called unconditional love. You know what I mean? Unconditional love is probably by far the strongest love you can actually have for somebody or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because regardless of whatever, they cannot do no wrong in your eyes. Maybe at that moment they might tick you off and
Yeah.
make you flip and say but it doesn't take a person with unconditional love that long to snap back to reality, like, but I love this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What you want to eat? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Attitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I say that to say this. It doesn't mean that everything is supposed to be swept under the rug. It doesn't mean that. But if you respect your mate like you respect your relatives, right? And have an unconditional love for them, then it do open up a channel to be able to try to be respectful for them. Even whenever something bad going on or that you don't feel comfortable with, you'll figure out a different type of way to communicate to get that off. You know what I mean? So, in hindsight, right? The objective is to fix the relationship. You know what I mean? We done went through several different points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The highs and the lows,
Yeah.
right? Just so that everyone out there in Wonderland, you know what I mean, my favorite word, can actually start looking at what they're in and start looking at it for what it's worth. If this is not going to be the person that you choose to be with, right now in 2024 is the time to start being truthful. You know what I mean? If this is a person that you do want to be with, then I need you all out there to start working on what is called unconditional love. You know what I mean? The in love make you retarded. You be in the bushes with a gun. You know what I mean? You feel me?
Stalker stuff.
Stalker, lust,
Yeah.
you just something about her or something about him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But unconditional means if they sick, you gonna make sure that you gonna wipe their butt when they need to be
Yeah.
butt
You
clean.
do
You go get the
anything.
medicine for them. You brushing hair. You bathing. You taking care of the house, the kids if there's kids. You can't do no wrong. Yeah, we gonna have our fallout, but I ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere, so we can cut it out.
Yeah.
That's what unconditional is.
Yeah.
Unconditional is regardless of whatever. Nobody better not try her. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And y'all
Nobody
learn
better
to
not
work
try
through
him.
everything.
You
You
feel me?
learn,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. So let's just start trying to work on unconditional out here. You know what I mean? Because unconditional to me is probably by far the best way to get a relationship on a platform that we all need. We don't try them all. You know what I mean? Everybody in the world done tried them all. You know what I mean? I just love them. Well, what you mean you just love them?
Well,
What
what is
about them?
love?
Yeah, you know what I mean? But then if you could describe what it is, 9 times out of 10, it's unconditional.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot to break up unconditional love. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And sometimes even cheating or sleeping with other people don't break
Yeah.
unconditional. You know what I mean? That's respect. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I done been cheated on so many times it don't even matter. You know what I mean? Which I don't even call them cheated on. You know, hell, I done did me too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do sit back and I analyze like, you know, we don't have to be together to do this though.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's the difference. And that's in all of the relationships that I've been in. You know what I mean? And far as a commitment relationship in real life, I'm gonna be honest on live right now. I probably only had 3 to 4 real relationships. Everybody else, the relationships was just relationships. You know what I mean? It's
Just situations.
situationships.
Yeah. I can agree being 35 now is like I've only had a few relationships, like serious relationships as well. And I think, a lot of us as adults don't realize that you only have a few real ones anyway your whole lifetime.
Yeah.
So that's something that's very common. A lot of people try to make situationships into relationships.
Uh-oh.
But it's not, just because you go, oh, I'm going to meet such and such, met somebody at the club and you fooling around with them like you said. Then you got a stalker in your
Yeah,
bushes
yeah,
and
yeah.
people going crazy because
Yeah.
they never understood. It was just that's all y'all was doing. Like you said, it was a lust thing.
It was lust.
I'm sure people had so many, like a lot of situationships like that before though.
Right.
But like you said too, though, we at an age where you ain't really got a lot of room for situationships at all.
For sure.
Like,
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Well, we ain't got a lot of room for to continue to be reckless in our community no more.
oh yeah,
For real, we don't,
absolutely.
man. They changing up everything on us, period, yo. And so for us to still be living what you would call normal, or I really don't know the word for it, but where you think that you're free. You can go to McDonald's when you want to. You can get up and go to work and go home, paying taxes and doing all of this extra stuff. It's causing a rift in our psyches, because now both parents has got to go to work, so nobody's raising kids no
Yeah.
more. You know what I mean? So all I'm trying to do today is put out there that the importance of family, man. And I'm talking about the immediate right now. Don't get me wrong. The extensional family, cousins and aunts and all of that is important.
But your home life,
The in-house,
things that they see day to day on a daily basis.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's the backbone. That's the structure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, this is what I'm gonna say. To leave some wise words, man. I hope everyone enjoyed the podcast today. Like I said, we had some ups, and we had some lows, yeah.
Yeah.
But just know that peace comes within. You know what I mean? And whatever's within will come out. You know what I mean? If you are a nasty individual on the inside, you'll be a nasty person on the outside.
Know the
If
head.
you are a God on the inside, you'll be a God on the outside. And to that, keep your heads up, aim for the sky, and know that if nobody else love you, I do. Raw.